Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trek Canon. Thanks for joining us everybody, and I think that this is probably the first video of the New Year's. Probably. I work a lot, man, so time kind of sliding by. But today is the second installment of the JEM HADAR versus the Angosian Supersoldiers video, with today's video being the introduction to the Angosian Supersoldiers. Now, the Angosians were from the episode of Star Trek The Next Generation called The Hunted. And the standout of that episode I'll get to later on in the video. But let's just talk a little bit about the Angosian Supersoldier. Now, the Angosians come from the planet Angosia 3. I believe that there are at least 5 moons to the Angosian world, and Lunar 5 being the penal colony where they sent the veterans from the Tarjan War, which I'll get into in a little bit as well. Now, like I said, in this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Angosian soldiers in preparation for pitting them against the JEM HADAR fighters. So like I said, what I wanted to do for the third video in this series was to put a 5-man JEM HADAR squad against a 5-man Angosian super soldier squad on the planet, on the surface. I haven't quite really ironed out the scenario that I'm going to put them in because I want it to be kind of even. Is not really going to. If anybody knows anything about the two factions, y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's jump right into it. Now, they didn't really specify the species that was involved in the Tarjan War. We just hear about it from the episode The Hunted. The Hunted was the only episode in canon which featured the Angosians. In this episode, the Angosians were trying to petition petition the Federation for membership. Now, the Tarjan War is described as a real bloody conflict. And the thing is you guys gotta understand that the Angosians are a very intelligent civilization. However, you could consider them pacifists. They're not really into violence. They're not really into, all that stuff that's going on as far as violence and war and battle and all that kind of stuff. So when they got into this Tarjan conflict, they were sort of at a disadvantage. So what they decided to do was create a counter to their deficiencies when it came to war. And the end result was their super soldiers. So let's get into what was augmented on the Angosian super soldier and why I give them the title the super soldier. Now, the Angosians underwent biological, chemical, and psychological manipulation to progress them to a point to whereas they would be described as the perfect killing machine. All right, they have if you had a 0 to 10 on a fight or flight responses, the Angosian super soldier would have a 20. All right, they're fast. They have great reflexes. They have superior strength. Think of them as a bunch of augments from Earth, right along, except for with a temperamental disposition. Normally, if they're challenged, when they're not challenged, they're just as normal and docile as any other Angosian. But when they're confronted to something, when something kicks in to where they feel they have to survive, all of their senses, everything is heightened to the highest degree. So we meet the prominent Angosian super soldier that we meet his name is Roga Danar. Like again from the episode I said The Hunted. Name one of my kids Roga Danar. Come here, Roga Danar Brown. No, but anyway, Roga Danar escaped from the Lunar 5 facility where they were housing the super soldiers. And just to give you an example of how badass Roga Danar was, there's very few people who can outsmart Lieutenant Commander Data. All right, I think in canon there's only been that guy with the game on his fingers. Okay, maybe one other person, and Roga Danar, and that's saying a lot. All right, so Roga Danar was not only able to outsmart Data, all right, while Data was in charge of the ship, but when they finally did beam Roga Danar over to the ship, he whooped everybody who was in the transporter room's ass. He whooped everybody who came down the hallway after him to whoop his ass. It took all of them, Riker and Worf, threatening basically, yo, man, I'm finna put this phaser on super stun. By the way, stun settings do not work on the Angosian super soldiers. It just stings them a bit. Let me see what else. They're biologically engineered to not emit any type of bioelectric signatures, so they can't be picked up on scanners, tricorders, life support. I mean, life scanning system. None of that. You can't pick them up. They don't exist. All right. They're not invisible like the JEM HADAR, but they are invisible, like I said, to any type of scanning method. All right. They have idyllic memories. They have perfect memories. They adapt on the fly. When I say adapt on the fly, let me tell you what I mean by that. Roga Danar came aboard an alien ship on a Starfleet vessel that he has never been on in his life, and he was able to navigate this ship in such a way to whereas he was able to lead the entire crew, security, everybody on. They didn't know what he was doing, and he was still able to escape. All right, setting phases on, like setting phases on overload, knowing how to get, how to activate the transporters, how to manipulate the technology and everything like that, what the technology was used for. So they're very, very intelligent people. So, like I said, they're awesome tacticians, heightened reflexes, heightened strength, heightened speed. Roga Danar came into engineering, and before Worf got there, his team was able to whoop everybody, like knocked everybody out from the lower level all the way up to the upper level, all the way across the catwalk, all by himself. All right. So this is the Angosian super soldier. I always joke and call them the Captain Americas of the Angosian. All right. So I'm going to be putting a 5-man. Oh, as far as the weaponry of the Angosians didn't really get into that. But what they did get into was that Roga Danar was very skilled at understanding and utilizing the weaponry of the people on the Enterprise. So that leads me to believe that they have the ability to adapt to new types of weaponry and how to employ that weaponry. So let me know what you guys thought of the video. If there's anything I left out about the Angosian super soldiers, from the penal colony on Luna 5. And let me know what you guys think so far as to who you guys would think a win between the JEM HADAR, genetically bred to fight, and the Angosian super soldier, genetically engineered to fight. And leave your comments below. Also, people, like I said, when I get to 300 subscribers, I wanted to do a live watch video, basically live watch podcast on an episode where it is from the original series, The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, but basically an episode that everybody got together, well, not got together, but everybody submitted, and whichever one got the most votes, that's what we gonna roll up on the TV with some popcorn, man, and take a look at and pause and talk about, the stuff going on in the episode, how it links to other episodes. I'm pretty high speed when it comes to stuff like that. But y'all know that. That's why y'all on the channel, man. That's why y'all on the channel. So thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned for the 3rd installment where I put the JEM HADAR against the Angosian Super Soldiers. That's going to take a minute because actually, I got a production person who actually puts time and effort and love and all, and his right foot, everything in it to make it, a quality video for you guys. It's just not one of my bootlegs or examinations or something like that. So stay tuned. Please subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell for any future content. And as always, peace, recycle, and say the whales. Brother got to get back to work. You guys be cool.